Hello children, good morning. In today's class we'll begin a next chapter, chapter 6, and the name of the chapter is Towns, Traders and Craftsmen. Children, in this chapter we are going to discuss about origins and histories of towns and emergence of urban centers in medieval India and to understand how port cities came about. So, children, towns can be generally defined as an urbanized area with well defined boundaries. It has a local government or institution to administer the day to day life in the town. It is larger than a village and usually smaller than a city. And about emergence of towns in medieval India, many of the larger villages, parganas and thana headquarters were gradually transformed into towns known as kasbah. Children, there are many types of towns. These are temple town, which is also known as pilgrimage or religious towns, administrative town, and commercial town. Commercial town is also called as trading towns and port towns. So, in administrative towns, towns such as Delhi, Agra, and Hampi were developed as centers of power and administration. These were the capital cities of the empires. Administrative towns were founded by the rulers, their noblemen, and as well as by the rulers of the provincial dynasties. Daulatabad was founded by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq founded Jaunpur. Sikandar Lodi founded the modern city of Agra. Akbar added Fatehpur Sikri as a satellite town and also founded Allahabad near Prayag. Ahmedabad in Gujarat was founded by the independent ruler Sultan Ahmad Shah. For trading towns, by the 17th century, the members of the occupational craft groups such as weavers, carpenters, blacksmiths, dyers, potters, and shoemakers had grown significantly. This led to growth of trading towns due to flourishing trade and commerce. These people lived and worked in separate streets. So these towns emerged as manufacturing centers. Delhi and Agra region were known for paper manufacture, glassware and copper and brass utensils. Jaunpur was famous for cloth weaving and wooden articles. Bengal towns specialized in muslin, cotton, textiles and silk weaving. Rulers like Alauddin Khalji, Sher Shah and Akbar paid a lot of attention to construction of roads and provided security to merchants. Now about pilgrimage or religious towns. Religion occupied an important place in the life of the people in ancient and medieval India. Tanjore developed into flourishing town mainly due to a number of temples built here. Similar was the case with Madurai, Tirupati and Somnath. People went on pilgrimages to places where saints or religious teachers had lived, preached, and attained salvation. People visited these towns during specific months. Banaras, Mathura, Allahabad, Vrindavan are examples of such towns. Dargah of Sufi saint too became important centers of pilgrimage. The dargahs of Khwaja Muinuddin Chishti at Ajmer, Khwaja Hazrat Nizamuddin at Delhi, and Salim Chishti attracted a lot of devotees. Amritsar, the holy city of Sikhs, came into prominence in the 16th century, and this is the Golden Temple that came upon the land donated by Akbar. Now, about trade centers, most of the purchase was made by the Banjaras, the traditional grain merchants. A French traveler who came to India in the second half of the century, 17th century, states that in almost every town, rice, flour, buttermilk, vegetables, sugar, and other sweets could be bought. In some towns, even sheep, goat, fowl, extra were available. According to him, every big town would have even a saraf or money changer. Apart from these regular markets, there were hats where people from towns could exchange or buy things of their daily need. These huts were periodic markets that were held on fixed days of week. In these local markets, food grains, salt, simple tools and equipment of wood and iron for agriculture and domestic needs and raw material for cotton textiles were available. Now about port towns. Since India is surrounded by sea on three sides, Indians since times immemorial had traded through sea. The Harappan ships traveled to far off areas like Mesopotamia for trade. On the western coast, towns or ports like Cambay, Supara, Bharuch, Surat, and Goa came up. On the east side, port towns of Tamralipti and Vishakhapatnam came up. Trade was carried through these ports with Europe, Africa, Southeast Asia, and West Asia. Hampi, a case study. Hampi, it is situated on the banks of the river Tungabhadra, which made it very significant strategically. It became an important trade center of trade in the 15th and 16th century. European merchants visited this place, and Vijayanagar was the most extensive and richest of all the states of India in the 15th and first half of 16th century. And growth to agriculture and industry, trade and commerce, including maritime industry with foreign countries. In March 2002, the Government of India announced that Hampi would be developed as an international tourist destination center. Hampi is also a World Heritage Site. And Masulipatam, it was also known as Bandar or Masula. It is a city on the Coromandel coast of India, situated on one of the mouths of the river Krishna at the Bay of Bengal. It is also known for its kalamkari textiles and paintings created using vegetable dyes. During the 17th century, Western traders were attracted by this art. And the next city is Surat, a city of traders, merchants, and industries. Surat is the pride of Gujarat and a major contributor to the Indian economy today. The port city is one of the major exporters of diamond and textile. Spices, silk, musk, and porcelain were some of the goods of major business in Surat. So that's all about the for today's class. So children, thank you and have a nice day.